This sofa cost $28,000 in Italy, but its exact one-to-one replica costs $6,000 in China. How do Chinese factories manage to reduce the price by 4 times? In this video, we'll explain everything to you step by step. And yes, friends, this is legal. All of this volume of furniture is produced in just 3 days. Some used Italian sofas are taken apart for these products. We examined the Italian frame. It's done carefully, but it's not difficult. And these frames are exactly the same as the Italian ones. The raw materials are the cheapest. Labor is much less expensive. The most complicated part is the cover. It takes 8 hours to make one sofa. Unlike the Italian, who spends 3 days sewing a simple sofa. This textile is identical to the Italian one. It's branded as Minotti but manufactured in China. That's the difference for you. Step number 1. How do they scan the original? Previously, the entire furniture market worked this way. They would take photos from Italian catalogs. And of course, they copied these patterns. The patterns are publicly available everywhere. Any designer can get them. As a result, the copies were about 85% accurate. Nowadays, they actually buy the original pieces, like this one, for example, and they completely take it apart. Moreover, they buy not only directly from Italy, but also from local residents. Some used Italian sofas that are just 1 or 2 years old, literally, which are literally just 1 or 2 years old. Because Italians aren't interested in selling their Italian models directly to manufacturers. But in this way, these pieces are disassembled by a single craftsman, and then reassembled by the same craftsman. And here, there are certain differences in these copies. Well, here's the original Italian Minotti. Look, the cushion has a zipper and it's made entirely with a black zipper. The black filling inside is quite firm. This is how it's done in the original. And here is an exact copy of the Italian Minotti. Identical, 1-to-1. Spot on, as you say. The cushion, as you can see, also has zippers. And the inner part is firm as well. And the filling is with goose down. Everything is made the same way. And the material has the same density. Now here is an earlier copy. There are a lot of these on the Chinese market. The products are made exactly from photographs, with the same patterns. The seat depth is the same. The height, everything is just like the Italians. But for example, these cushions are sewn into the frame. But that's neither good nor bad. It's comfortable too. It's even a bit more comfortable than the original, but it differs in these small details. Stage number 2. The production speed of Italians and Chinese. Now take a look. This entire volume of finished sofas is produced in China in 3 days. But Italians would take a whole 30 days to produce the same amount. Even though a craftsman in China earns exactly the same amount as an Italian craftsman. On average, that's 800 euros per month. So there's your difference. Stage number 3. Why is the sofa frame cheaper in China than in Italy? Here we have the original sofa, and we're opening it up. There's an extra zipper here. And let's look at the Italian frame. Here we have multi-layer plywood, and it's also fastened with a furniture staple gun. Neatly done, but it's not complicated and very simple.
Thanks, guys. All right, let's wrap it up. Thank you, thank you. Thanks.
So here we are in the workshop where only exact replicas are made. Exact 1-to-1 copies. This is a separate workshop. Different craftsmen. Production is much slower here. And these frames are exactly like the Italian ones. The multi-layer plywood is also the same weight, heavy. Everything is done cleanly and neatly. And even the staple gun work is done precisely with the same spacing as the Italians use. So the raw materials themselves aren't expensive. The labor is much cheaper. But this craftsman takes 15 days longer to complete a highly precise task than to make a regular copy. The 4th stage is where the savings come in during the sewing of the covers. This is our sewing department. And here, the craftsman works for 8 hours. The most complex cover for a single sofa takes 8 hours to make. For 3 simple sofas, the craftsman also spends 8 hours. Unlike the Italian, who takes 3 days to sew a cover for a simple sofa. Just take a look. The work is done several times faster, and for example, 8 seamstresses can work at the same time. And that's just in this small workshop. There are 4 workshops like this here. That's why the production volumes are much higher. And of course, the wages of the seamstresses here are many times lower than those of Italian seamstresses. Although by now, probably everyone knows that many things Italians produce are actually made in China. Stage number 5. Secrets of leather and fabrics. These days, the Chinese are already producing this textile on a large scale, identical to the Italian version. For anyone who wants some kind of super rare color, you understand it has to be ordered from Italy, brought here, and there will be an added markup for logistics. But that's no longer necessary because 99% of the colors, densities, and catalogs are available at almost every factory. And here you can see a catalog branded as Minotti, but the production is in China, 1,250 grams density, 800,000, and even the Minotti brand is everywhere. You see, all of this is precisely replicated with the same quality, the same guarantee. These are huge manufacturing operations. It's simply impossible to sew this by hand, just so you understand. These are dedicated production facilities. And it's the same with the leather, the finishing, and the dyeing. Why replicas are nothing to be ashamed of? Chinese manufacturers make exact copies for 25% of the cost of the original product. First and foremost, they optimize the cost of raw materials, the speed of production, and of course, in China, there is no marketing at all. And that, as usual, is a huge part of the cost of any original. Now, you know the truth, and in this video, we've gone through everything step by step. And if you're already interested in our service, so you can get an exact copy of a $28,000 original sofa for just $6,000, the link is in the description. Go to our website and leave a request. And we'll provide you with a personalized consultation. And we work only with the best manufacturers in China and take full responsibility for that. And now, friends, it's time to say goodbye until we meet again. Goodbye, everyone.